As I mentioned in the last video, ChatGPT is not a search engine, but it can be used as one and is very powerful in doing so. My favorite thing about ChatGPT, other than its business applications, is how well it can break complex questions down in a way that's digestible and understandable. So I'm drinking a Red Bull as I record this video, and I think it would be curious to know. I'd be curious to know, what does ChatGPT say when you ask it, "What is caffeine? Explain to me like I'm 5." Now, ChatGPT is very human in its way of communicating with you, and you can ask it to explain different concepts to different knowledge levels. So, if you have never heard of caffeine, which is probably unlikely if you're watching this video right now, it will break down caffeine in a way that's easy to understand. It says caffeine is a substance that is found in some drinks and foods. It can help people feel more awake and alert. When people consume caffeine, it can make them feel less tired and more energetic. It's a very good simple explanation of caffeine that I think even a child would be able to understand. Since it gave me such a great answer and really did exactly what I said, I'm going to click this thumbs up, just submit that feedback. That just lets the development team that ChatGPT is doing its job and is really progressing. Now, if you wanted a more scientific, chemical explanation of what caffeine is, you could ask the same question and say, "This is great. Explain caffeine to me like I'm a high school student." And it will say, "Caffeine is a central nervous system stimulant, which means it can affect the brain and body to make you feel more awake and alert. It is most widely consumed psychoactive. It's the most widely consumed psychoactive drug in the world and is found naturally in plants such as coffee beans, tea leaves, and cocoa beans. Caffeine is also added to some medications, foods, and drinks. When you consume caffeine, it is absorbed into the bloodstream and travels to the brain, where it blocks the effects of adenosine, a chemical that makes you feel tired. This blocking of adenosine can help increase brain activity and improve mood, alertness, and concentration. Caffeine is a safe substance when consumed in moderation, but can be harmful if consumed in large amounts. It is recommended to limit caffeine intake to 400 milligrams per day for adults, which is about the amount found in 4 cups of coffee. Consuming too much caffeine can cause side effects such as nervousness, jitters, insomnia, and increased heart rate." As you can see here, it goes much more in depth. Start speaking more chemically, talking about chemical compounds like adenosine, which would be hard for a 5-year-old to understand, but a little bit easier for someone who's 16, 17, 18. Now, let's say we want to go even more in depth, and we can say, "This is great. Explain caffeine like I'm a PhD candidate." And it will go even more minute in its explanation. Caffeine is a naturally occurring purinine alkaloid found in various plants, most commonly in the seeds, leaves, and fruit of Coffea spp, Camellia sinensis. You see, it's even breaking out its Latin names, and Theobroma cocoa. It is classified as a central nervous system stimulant due to its ability to stimulate the brain and improve mood, alertness, and concentration. It goes on to reiterate some of the information that it gave you in the high school section, but really does break things down into a way that is like definitely more like academic study, academic journal, quality level of writing, and it spits this out in 10 seconds. So play around with the question asking in ChatGPT. I think it's really, really incredible. Now, you can see this is so conversational, really speaks to you like a human being. And you can ask ChatGPT to answer questions for you that aren't fact based questions. You can ask ChatGPT for advice. So, one question that I have saved right here, hold on. One question that I have saved right here is, "I cry whenever I have an argument with my girlfriend. Can you give me some advice?" Might be something you'd ask your friend if you're going through a rough time. And ChatGPT will instantly empathize with you. It'll say, I'm sorry to hear that you're having a difficult time. It can be very distressing to have arguments with a loved one, and it's completely normal to feel emotional during these situations. Thank you, ChatGPT. Here are a few suggestions that may help you cope with your emotions during an argument. It recommends taking a break. If you feel overwhelmed, it can be helpful to take a break from the argument. Give yourself time to calm down. This can help you. This can help you approach the situation with a clear head. 2, practice deep breathing, meditative practices. It can tell you to talk to someone, seek professional help. Really, this is giving you article quality advice that you might find in uh, like the sales copy for a therapy blog or a weekly newsletter. And I think that this is it's really incredible just how it can spit this information out so quickly. And yeah, like dang, ChatGPT, thank you for sharing that. Now, broad questions will get you broad answers. And you could ask ChatGPT something like, what is the best restaurant in Austin, Texas? Austin, Texas, that is where the GPT agency is based out of. And it will give a genuine response. It's difficult to determine the best restaurant in Austin as personal preferences for food and dining experiences can vary greatly. It will go on to start giving you some suggestions. Franklin Barbecue, Uchi, Olame, Laundrette. These are very popular, I would say almost tourist dining options. That would make sense for a visitor who had not spent very much time in Austin and was asking such a broad question about the Austin, Texas food scene. Now, Uchi, Franklin, Olame, and Laundrette, these are pretty nice restaurants, and you will struggle to get out of there for less than $35 a plate. If you're taking this course right now, you're likely a student or an entrepreneur, and $35, $40 a meal might be out of your budget. So you can get a more specific answer by asking a more specific question. You can say, give me 15 restaurants in Austin, Texas, where I can get a meal for under $15. And very quickly, in list format, it will give you 15 restaurants along with little blurbs to summarize what they do. Cilantro Barbecue, it's known for Korean Mexican fusion dishes, including their popular kimchi fries. This place is awesome. It really does, and I have eaten at a good bit of these restaurants in Austin, and these are what I, as a local, would recommend as quick, cheap, easy bites. And it produces this content so quickly. This can be useful not only for a traveler, visitor to Austin, it can also be useful for someone who writes food blogs, writes content about the Austin food scene, or is just looking for new places to try. And so this information as a search engine is super powerful. In the next video, we're going to dive into more of the business applications and how you can start making money using ChatGPT. I'll see you over there.